So, yeah, this is not going to end. And you would have thought, okay, maybe after, the Indiana Fever beat the New York Liberty yesterday and the Stephanie White stuff, it would end. And we're going to talk a little bit about that later. I'm probably going to record videos about Stephen A. Smith, about Stephanie White and stuff. But we got to talk about this. Like, there are some crazy things. There are some crazy things that have happened. So, first of all, we have her hoop stats bringing on a person who 2 weeks ago said Stephanie White didn't deserve to win Coach of the Month, that Kelsey Mitchell didn't deserve to win Coach of the Month because she didn't win any Player of the Weeks during the month. In fact, she did. And also has demanded the Indiana Fever as an organization apologize for Caitlin Clark. Basically, sorry that we have Caitlin. We're sorry to the rest of the league that that Caitlin's on our team. And they're bringing her on to talk about Stephanie White and the Fever. And again, I'm Team Dijonai. Like, you're bringing on Cindy Bronson, really? And also, not only that, she said that Sophie Cunningham was the aggressor against Dijonai Carrington. Unfortunately, Sophie Cunningham's head got in the way of Dijonai Carrington's attempted clothesline. She was actually just, doing her JBL impression. She just wanted to try out for WWE in her JBL impression. No one was supposed to get hurt. No one was supposed to get hit in the head. And Sophie Cunningham was the aggressor by aggressively attacking Dijonai Carrington's elbow with her head, or like the inside of her elbow with her head. I don't know. And you've got Angel McCautry here, but I'm going to wait till this at the end because this just sums it all up. And it's an actual point. But let's listen to Angel McCautry here. And again, look, I don't always agree or disagree with Angel McCautry most of the time, but like, you can tell most of the time she's talking about ball. Like, most of the time she is talking about ball, if we're being real.
And I think for me, my initial, like, in real time, as this is happening, like, as I'm, seeing this happen in the game, seeing the thread now, like, going viral, my first thought was, it was a basketball play, but as soon as you do that thread, now it becomes national discourse.
That's
and
not
it becomes
a basketball
really explosive.
Play,
Exactly. There's not one person. Every single NBA player that has watched this is like, she tried to take her head off. Like, you've even got a former superstar in the league be like, that's not basketball. Like, what are we doing? If that's just like, maybe it's a statement foul in 1980. Like, what are we doing? Like, that is trying to hurt somebody. It's not a basketball play. Even like, she's so far away from the ball that it's not a basketball play.
The foul?
The foul? Her grabbing her neck?
Right. I mean, I'd like to believe, the way that I'm seeing it, I'd like to believe that it wasn't intentional because it was Sophie Cunningham. I do think that that Dijonai has a history of chase down blocks, of physical plays.
She has a history of taking people that, like, she has a history of smacking people in the head more so than chase down blocks. Like, she has hit people in the head more often than she gets a chase down block. It's as simple as that. Like, she is more likely on a chase down to hit someone in the head than block their shot. Statistically, that is since 2025, that is a fact. But like, this was different. Like, I've never seen someone chase down as fast. The angle she went from behind Sophie Cunningham. You don't block a shot on a layup from directly behind somebody. Like, there were a lot of differences here. And like, I'm somebody that's made videos about Dijonai Carrington's reckless and dirty plays. There's a big difference. The only one you could say was maybe even close to this was the Skylar Diggins one, where she wound up and hit her in the head with two hands. But like, she was still winding up when Sophie Cunningham, the ball was already out of Sophie Cunningham's hand and she was still winding up. So like, if it is an attempt at a block, it's so egregiously badly timed, it's still an ejection no matter what.
Like, I think this is just part of her game, and I think she was penalized appropriately for the way she played basketball on that play. Mm-hmm. Full stop. Like, that was the correct...
Okay, at least they're not trying to say it was a flagrant one, or Sophie is actually the one who was the aggressor, like that dumbass Cindy Bronson.
A block, your hand goes up to block, not around the neck. So to me, that looks, whenever an arm is grabbed around, that looks more personal. This is seeming like
you thought it was personal.
It looked personal. Because this, like, if you look at the picture, the arm is like this around the neck. And I'm not saying you gotta like Sophie Cunningham, but that's a personal vendetta.
I do think the picture, it's funny, the picture makes that part look worse, but the real time makes it look so much worse because she's so far away from the ball. Like, the ball, like, there is a 0.0% chance. LeBron James wouldn't have blocked that shot. Prime LeBron James, she was so far from the ball. Like, and this is like the Caitlin Clark eye poke. I don't think she meant to get Sophie Cunningham around the neck. I think she wanted to get take Sophie Cunningham's head off and go to her back. Just like when she got Caitlin in the eye. In my opinion, she didn't try to hit her in the eye. But, hear me out before you guys dislike it and unsubscribe. It is too hard in real time to get a full rotation of your shoulder and still land a claw in somebody's eye. My guess is that Caitlin threw the pass. She wanted to leave extra. She wanted to hit Caitlin in the face. And just happened to hit her in the eye. Both flagrants, both dirty plays. But it feel like whenever you see him DJing, even at the time, it was a weird wind-up swing, ball's nowhere near, go smack her in the face. Like, I think she's trying, like, I think she meant to go at Sophie Cunningham. I don't think she meant to get her around the neck. That's too difficult to do.
Type thing. And then,
like, if I'm being real, I think that specific part is too difficult to do intentionally.
Okay, so
what did you make of the thread? What she tweeted from the locker room? Yeah.
Yeah. So this tweet now is like, what? Okay, if it was the fans saying something, you will go at the fans. But you personally tweeted Indiana Fever? What do you have against the Fever? What is what? I'm confused on that part. And then here's the next thing, Ross. Where's the Chicago Scott PR? Where's?
Yeah, and like, they're not wrong. Like, that should have been taken down immediately. It should have been taken down immediately. And an apology should have been there. An apology. Like, not double and triple down. And like, it's bad when Tyler Marsh has to go, yeah, I don't think she meant to do it. Like, he couldn't even definitively say she didn't mean to do it. But this is the worst part of all this. And this is where the rest of this video is going to be. Let's take a listen.
Like, I don't think any of the things that have been happening this season is happening in a vacuum. And so it spills out in these ways. Like, I could give examples of, where she could be even referencing or pointing to. We could look to the same type of foul that Sophie Cunningham did, race down the court to foul JC Sheldon last year after she was beefing with Caitlin Clark. And she went down there and whacked her to send a message, don't play with my teammate. Now, Sophie Cunningham, after this game, recently just said, like, hey, I should have been ejected. I wasn't, and I should have been.
Sophie Cunningham was ejected, received the maximum fine you can give in that scenario. She said she deserved to be ejected while talking about the Dijonai situation and talking about Dijonai's white privilege tweet. She literally was like, she basically said it in a way of, I did this last year, Dijonai did it this year, it's an ejection, what is she on about? Like, that's basically it. She basically tried to, Sophie Cunningham said exactly what nearly all said, that the play was clearly intentional. And again, look, nobody's able to, we're not able to, go into Dijonai's mind. It appeared clearly intentional anyway, especially who it is, when it is, what time in the game, her first opportunity, the fact that she was shit-talking Caitlin. And if you want to say, oh, but like Caitlin's not Sophie, to Dijonai, yeah, it is. It's aura farming. It's Caitlin trying to aura farm. I'm sorry, it's Dijonai trying to aura farm on Caitlin and Sophie. She literally goes after whoever's going to give her the biggest name, or get her who's the biggest name. But we've now got to the stage where, and I've talked about this as well, where you have the Athletic that has came out and said that the Caitlin Clark and Jordan Canada play, which in real time are clearly two different plays. By the way, Caitlin Clark's foul on Jordan Canada would be called as a flagrant one in 2026 rules. The Dijonai Carrington foul would have been called as a flagrant one in 2025 rules. It is what it is. There has been a change in referees, and you literally can't say, oh, but what about this play from 2 years ago? Because the refereeing has changed. Yeah, we all understand that. We understand that there's 0% chance Caitlin gets away with that in 2026. And we also understand there's not a 0% chance, but it's unlikely Dijonai gets kicked in 2025, but there's new rules. It's like saying, it's like if they took away the defensive 3 seconds and a defender, like somebody camping in the key became the best defender in the league. And someone was like to say, it was like, well, it's actually unfair because, they're playing with different rules. Like, or because, last year that would have been a technical foul. It's like, well, no, that's the rules. That's the rules, the way the game is. It's like complaining about a 3-point shooter when they enter the 3-point line. But if we're being honest here, this has been spoken about as fact. Just like the Caitlin Clark situation in 2024 happening this year is being spoken about as fact. And again, this is a podcast, I'm pretty sure, by one of the big networks. And thank God, Angel, thank God at least she's trying to say, like, yeah, Dijonai deserves to get chucked. Because anyone saying anything other than that is completely disingenuous. You don't have to believe Dijonai targeted. You can give Dijonai on a human level the benefit of the doubt. You don't have to believe she targeted Sophie. Like, it is what it is. You don't have to believe it. You can believe it. You don't have to. We're not Dijonai. That being said, when you are speaking, like, it's obviously a flagrant 2. But when you start speaking about false things as fact, a lie spoken enough times becomes fact. Sophie Cunningham, I've seen, now this is not the first kind of big media source to say that Sophie Cunningham did not get ejected. She not only got ejected, she got a massive fine. Like, I'm pretty sure she had the literal maximum fine that you can get by the league for what happened. And should she have been suspended for it? Yeah. I think we can all agree that in 2026, Sophie Cunningham gets suspended for what she did. I think we can all agree with that. And I don't think that's a crazy statement to make. Like, based on the way things have been changing, yes, you can suspend Sophie Cunningham for what she did. She probably should have been. And the fact that they didn't, okay, it's on them. But, like, nobody got suspended in 2025. What Sophie Cunningham did is not worse than what Alyssa Thomas did to Angel Reese, and she didn't get a suspension. But we've now got a narrative because a lot of the media gets their narratives by trendy hoop stars. That the Jordan Canada play happened this year, and the Sophie Cunningham didn't get chucked for what she did last year. They are now prevailing narratives. And it's one of those things now where, again, lies are being spread enough that they become truth. And you've got a lot of people in the media who every statement they make, and I'm not accusing this of, I'm definitely not accusing Agent McCautry of this, but like, it is one of these problems where, especially when it comes to echo chambers and algorithms, a lot of these players and media are in the trendy hoop stars echo chamber, where you're just seeing Caitlin Clark hate, which is why Ryan Clark was like, look, the league has so many great things. The league has all this and that. Caitlin Clark needs to get better at basketball. He just randomly was like, oh yeah, listen, look, this is all, the league has all these great things. People need to celebrate the league. And he just randomly chose Caitlin Clark needs to get better at basketball. It's like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, the vast majority of people aren't watching games. And I'm definitely not accusing Angel McCautry of that, Jesus. But like, when it comes to the way they are with games, when it comes to the way they are with the league, most people's talking points are literally based on Twitter. And the problem is their algorithm is just trendy hoop stars. So you've got trendy hoop stars, the what is it, like mostly WNBA accounts. These are Caitlin Clark hate pages. And that's literally what they are. They're Caitlin Clark hate pages. And unfortunately, they seem to run the narrative because they are pushing narratives that are at best misleading, at worst false. And to be fair, I think the fact people are still in the league and players are retweeting that page after they keep putting out edited pictures of Caitlin Clark. They keep posting pictures of Caitlin Clark and editing her teeth to yellow, or posting pictures of Caitlin Clark and editing her forehead to be bigger than it is. Like, when you've got players doing that, it's bad. And again, look, I'm a bit up a disjoint to what I'm saying. I'm not accusing either of these players of doing that. But what I am saying is that not one person believed that Sophie Cunningham did not get chucked until a week ago, when these type of pages were muddying the water. And that is the problem, is it's very, very clear that a lot of media's, like, we are as a society controlled by our For You pages. And that's a completely different problem than the WNBA. But yeah, still, it is what it is. See you guys.